Today, we will dive into the complex world of narcissistic behaviors. We will explore 3 distinct types of narcissism: extroverted, introverted, and malignant, and see how these traits manifest in relationship and personal conduct. The 3 types we shall have a look at today are seen as the 3 top or main types. There are more types, but they all have the offspring from these 3. From there, they can vary and mix to different subtypes. All of the types can vary on a 1 to 10 scale, but let's jump right into it. The extroverted narcissist often associated with the more classic portrait of narcissism. This type is the one most people think of when the word narcissism is brought up. The extroverted narcissist is typically characterized by overt expressions and self-importance and a strong desire for admiration. Here are some of the key traits and behavior associated with extroverted narcissists. The first is grandiosity. They have an inflated sense of their own importance and abilities. They believe they are superior to others and deserve special treatment. Number 2 is seeking admiration. Extroverted narcissists thrive on the attention and admiration of others. They may constantly seek compliments and become upset if they are not giving the praise they feel they deserve. Number 3 is dominance in social settings. These individuals tend to dominate conversations and social gatherings. They prefer to talk about themselves and their accomplishments, and maybe interrupt and belittle others to keep the focus on themselves. Number 4 is manipulative behavior. They may use charm or charisma to manipulate others for their own benefit. Their interpersonal relationships are often superficial and primarily serve to boost their ego. Number 5 is the lack of empathy. Despite their often charming exterior, extroverted narcissists typically struggle with empathy. They have difficulty recognizing or valuing the feelings and needs of others. They can, however, fake empathy if it directly benefits them. Number 6 is emotional outburst. They are prone to emotional outbursts, especially when criticized or when their expectations are not met. These reactions can include anger, hostility, or even aggressive behavior. Number 7 is sensitive to criticism. While they appear confident, extroverted narcissists are often sensitive to criticism or perceived slights. They may react with defensive or retaliate in some way when they feel undermined or insulted. When they fail, as they often do, to lack of the evaluating consequences, they will put the blame on the surroundings. So what impact can it have on a relationship? Extroverted narcissists can initially be quite charismatic and appealing in social situations. However, their need for control and admiration can quickly strain relationships. Partners, friends, and colleagues may feel used, as the narcissists often regard relationships as tools to feed their ego rather than genuine connections. The extrovert narcissist feed or get narcissistic supply everywhere there is an audience. From a psychological perspective, the behaviors of an extroverted narcissist can stem from a deeper sense of insecurity. The narcissist may serve as a defense mechanism to protect fragile self-esteem through its presence outwardly as extreme confident. Understanding the dynamics of extroverted narcissism is crucial for those who interact closely with individuals exhibiting these traits. The next type is opposite to the extroverted narcissist, very difficult to spot. Let's have a look at the introverted narcissist, also known as covert narcissist, present a contrast to the more recognizable extroverted narcissist. While they share the basic traits of narcissism, such as sense of entitlement and lack of empathy, their manifestations are more subtle and insidious. Here, a close look at the characteristics and behaviors of an introverted narcissist. Number 1 is quiet grandiosity. Introvert narcissists also have an inflated sense of their importance, but it's more internalized. They believe they are misunderstood or unappreciated geniuses, or martyrs destined for greatness. Number 2 is sensitive to criticism. Like their extroverted counterparts, they are highly sensitive to criticism or perceived slight. However, instead of outward aggression, they are more likely to respond with a withdrawn or passive aggression. Number 3 is social withdrawal. Despite their need for admiration, introverted narcissists prefer to avoid the spotlight. They may have a few close friends and tend to isolate themselves, appear shy, partly because of their disgust of others. Number 4 is passive aggressiveness. Instead of direct manipulation, introverted narcissists often use passive-aggressive tactics to get what they want or to retaliate against those they perceive as threats. Number 5 is feelings of resentment and envy. They often harbor deep feelings of resentment and envy toward others who receive the recognition or success that they feel entitled to. They may stir slightly or silently on these feelings rather than expressing them directly. Number 6, self-absorption. While not as overtly boastful, introverted narcissists are deeply self-absorbed, spending much time accumulating over their own issues and interests, and can practically waltz there for hours, where they are completely lost from the outer world. Number 7 is lack of empathy. They struggle with empathy, often disregarding the feelings of others because they are so focused on their own subjective experience. Let's have a look at the impact on a relationship. The introverted narcissist relationships are complicated. They may appear shy or sensitive, which internally might seem appealing, especially to empaths and other people high on the empath spectrum. However, their partners will eventually feel emotionally exhausted, neglected, manipulated, and torn apart, as the narcissist needs and feelings invariably takes precedence. The introvert narcissist gets narcissistic supply primarily from their inner circle, partners, family members, and friends. Psychologically, introverted narcissism can stem from feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem that are compensated for by fantasies or greatness of security. These individuals might also have an history of neglect and emotional abuse, leading them to internalize rather than externalize their narcissistic traits. Understanding the dynamic of introverted narcissism can be challenging due to the covert nature. Those around introverted narcissists may not immediately recognize the manipulative behaviors, as they are clothed in a facade of introversion or false humility. Awareness and understanding of these traits are crucial for navigating in the world. Far from all shy people are narcissists, but be aware. Introverted narcissists are dangerous, not easy to spot, and they will rip you to pieces mentally if they get a chance. Some people classify the introverted narcissist as the mental most dangerous. The next type, however, is in close competition. Let's have a look at the malignant narcissist. The malignant narcissist represents a particularly severe and harmful form of narcissism, characterized by traits that extend beyond the typical narcissistic spectrum. It includes aspects of paranoia, sadism, and antisocial behavior. This type of narcissism is often considered one of the most damaging, as it blends the worst features of narcissism personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, aggression, and sometimes even psychotic features. Here's a detailed look at the traits and behaviors associated with malignant narcissism. Number 1 is extreme grandiosity. Malignant narcissists exhibit an extravagant sense of self-importance and superiority that goes beyond typical narcissistic traits, often believing they are above the rules and laws that govern ordinary people. Well, most narcissists have problems with social rules and laws, but the malignant goes one step further. Number 2 is antisocial behavior. They frequently engage in behaviors that are deceitful, manipulating, or blatantly unlawful. They lack regarding for the rights and feelings of others, viewing them more as a tool to be used. 3 is aggressiveness and sadism. Unlike other forms of narcissism, malignant narcissists take pleasure in inflicting pain or humiliation of others. They may engage in bullying, cruel jokes, or deriving satisfaction from the suffering they cause. Paranoia. Often they are extensive paranoid about their surroundings, believing that others are out to get them, betray them, or undermine their status. Number 5 is lack of empathy. Their lack of empathy is pronounced, showing a complete disregard of the emotional well-being of others. Their actions are often cruel and heartless. They can appear friendly and supportive if you have a conflict ongoing with someone else. Quickly they will take over and take the fight for you. Don't be fooled. They just love a free fight, and you will pay a high price for their assistance later. Which brings us to the next number. 6. Exploitative relations. Relationships are purely exploitative, used only to enhance their own status or to fulfill their needs without consideration of the other person. This type is the only one of the types that will be fine living without a partner for a long time period. Number 7 is contempt for others. They frequently express disdain and contempt of others, particularly those who feel they are inferior or weak. The relationship of malignant narcissists are typically very toxic and destructive. Family members, partners, and colleagues may suffer from various forms of abuse, including psychological torment and manipulation. The malignant narcissist behavior can cause lasting trauma, leading to significant emotional and sometimes physical damage to those around them. The malignant narcissists feed everywhere and at any time. The menu is conflict, fights, and darkness. And they are hungry, really hungry. Malignant narcissist is often rooted in deep-seated insecurities and fears, which are aggressively projected outwards to control and destroy perceived threats. Understanding malignant narcissism is crucial, especially for those who found themselves in close relationships with such individuals. But malignant narcissist strikes everywhere, at the car mechanic shop, the grocery shop, you name it. Recognizing the signs and seeking professional help early can prevent severe emotional harm and help manage or limit the damage caused by these relationships. In conclusion, while all 3 types share a core of grandiosity and self-centeredness, their outward behaviors and impact on relationship vary significantly. Extroverted narcissists seek the spotlight and admiration openly. Introverted narcissists brood over their own unrecognized world and manipulate behind the facade of shyness. And malignant narcissists cause deliberate harm, causing chaos and stress. Recognizing these patterns can help us manage interactions with individuals by exhibiting these traits and protect our well-being in potential toxic environments. In the next video, we will dive into techniques and methods used by the narcissist. Hit the YouTube button and follow us on this journey. Thank you for your attention, and I hope this presentation has been enlightening.